Yes, Gas Heads, and welcome to Gas Fan TV, the channel that keeps you locked in with all things Bristol Rovers. What a week it's been. I mean, God, that 92nd minute winner. We finally broke the curse. 13 years without a win on the opening day, and Bryant Bolongo pops up. Boom, 92nd minute. 1-0 to the Gas against Northampton Town. It was just absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. I mean, I lost my voice. I lost my voice for about 2 days. It was so embarrassing. I could not string two words together. So, yeah, he's an absolute legend for that. It was just that the vibes around the men were just incredible. So, yeah, what a week. Forget about the EFL Cup. Who cares about that? What a week it's been. But we move our attention now to the next League One game, and that is Rotherham United away on Saturday, 3 p.m. And this is going to be the match preview for that game. I'm not going to be doing it by myself. I'll give you as much insight as I can, but I am joined by a very knowledgeable Millers fan, Ian Bradley. Say hello, Ian, and introduce yourself, mate.
Hello, I'm 62 years old. I'm a Rotherham season ticket holder. Self-promoting. When the Millers are away, I travel the country vlogging for my own YouTube channel at iBradders or at Old Man Ground Hopping, where I travel the country, mainly Leagues 1 and 2, just to publicise lower league football, which I enjoy.
Lovely stuff, Ian. Thank you very much. Well, let's get straight into it then. This weekend we take on Rotherham United. I mean, we don't always have the worst record against the Millers. We tend to always play better against the bigger sides anyway. They're a big club. But I am quietly confident. But let's pick the brain of Ian. Ian, what are you expecting for this weekend? What's your feeling around the game?
In truth, I don't know. I've absolutely no idea. When we got relegated from the Championship last season, we let 16 players go. We've brought in 13, possibly a 14th before Saturday, if Malik Wilkes signs on loan from Sheffield Wednesday, which looks like it's almost a done deal. But as far as the team and the pattern of play concerned, it's still all up in the air. To be quite honest, I don't think Steve Evans knows his strongest side yet, and I think he's trying to play games like the Carabao Cup tie in midweek, where he made 9 changes from the opening day defeat at Exeter. We've got a strong squad, but it's just a case of putting the relevant size pegs in the relevant size holes, and I think that will come with time.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think with all the transfers we brought in, there's so many changes at the club when it comes to personnel. So it's not surprising to me that he doesn't know his best side and stuff. And you kind of saw that on your opening game against Exeter. That was a surprise loss to external fans. Just talk me through that game. How was that, your 1-0 loss to Exeter?
Very disappointing performance in the opening game against Exeter, where the home team ran out deserved 1-0 winners. We had a few chances in that game, didn't take them. Exeter had a few chances, took one. It was one of those really tight games. Didn't really learn a lot. So a lot of the new players are bedding in.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Ian. To be fair, you're always going to get a little bit of a teething issue when you bring in so many players as well. But talking about your players, who's impressed you the most out of your new signings? Who's impressed you the most? Who is a player or a couple of players that we as Gas fans need to be wary of and need to be a little bit worried about, in your opinion?
Well, in the opening couple of games, I've got a couple of players that have caught my eye. Obviously, you're going to have to watch Johnson Clark-Harris. As Gas fans, you'll know that already. He's always a threat. He's always going to run the centre halves ragged and bump and barge them around a bit. And he's also a massive goal threat. Also, the player that's caught my eye is Sean Raggett at the back. We had him a few seasons ago on loan. He won the League One title with Pompey last season, as did fullback Joe Rafferty, but he's injured at the moment, so he won't play. Raggett, also a commanding centre-half, brilliant in the air. Also another goal threat.
I, for one, and I don't know if all gas heads are the same as this, I was gutted when JCH didn't come in. We looked really keen on him. Apparently Matt Taylor actually was the one who said no in the end. Yeah, that was a little bit gutting for me. But we digress. We move on as well. Yeah, Raggett, what a player. Although he does always seem to be a bit rubbish against us, actually, which is funny considering his pedigree. Talk to me then, Ian. What does a typical Steve Evans team look like? What should we expect from you on Saturday when it comes to how you're going to be set up, energy, effort, patterns of play?
100% commitment, a high press, competing for every ball. Gas, if you're going to get any points from this game, you're going to have to work really hard for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. He does demand a lot from his players, to be fair. Talking about players then, let's go back. I'll flip the question. Any players that you like at the Gas and that you think the Millers should be wary of, looking out for, or just any players that have been a point of intrigue for you, Ian, mate?
Well, there's one obvious one. Jamie Lindsay, who I think is a really good signing for you guys, and I'm sure it came from the Matt Taylor connection at Rotherham. But what you get with Jamie Lindsay is a hard-working, ball-winning central midfielder. I'm not sure about his creativity because he didn't show that a lot, but he certainly wins the ball and gets you moving on the front foot. Also, he's got a goal in him as well.
Yeah, Jamie Lindsay has impressed me, to be fair. Obviously, we haven't seen much of him. He started the game on Tuesday night. He's looked good, though. He obviously has an abundance of quality. I can see why Matt Taylor likes him a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts, actually, against his former club. But yeah, he has a lot of quality. Yeah, it's same to you in the sense. I'm not sure what he'll bring creativity-wise, but he brings control, command, composure, quality on the ball and off the ball. So yeah, I'm excited to see him. So it's been a while since we've played you guys. So Ian, floor's yours. Talk me through the New York Stadium. What's it like at the home of Rotherham United FC?
Well, it's a good few years since you last travelled up here. It's got a really good away end. The ground itself is bang in the town centre. About 5 minutes walk away from the train station. About 5 minutes walk away from all the eateries, pubs, you name it, in the town centre. Alcohol served in the ground. The away end holds about 2,500 undercover. The only thing I would say about the seating at the New York Stadium is that the steps are quite steep, which anybody with walking difficulties might find a bit difficult, but the stewards are there on hand to help. The upside of that is if you're sat behind somebody at 6'6", it won't make any difference at all, because you can see everything. There's no bad views in the stadium, to be quite honest. Atmosphere-wise, you can get a really good away atmosphere bouncing. 1 or 2 Championship fans commented on that last season because of the fact that it's a bowl shape rather than 4 individual stands. There's no outside wind blowing through it. It's like a bowl. So it's really good for atmosphere. You'll be made very welcome with a welcoming bunch up here in Yorkshire. There's very, very rarely any confrontation or anything like that. The stewards are plentiful and helpful, as are the club staff. And if you meet any of us Millers fans, definitely stop and have a chat, because we like to talk about football, and we're not anti-away supporters like you get in some stadiums.
Love that, Ian. That was actually more insight than I was expecting. So thank you for that. I really like the fact that you mentioned about people with certain walking difficulties and stuff. I'm sure if people see that, they'll actually really appreciate hearing that. So Ian, that's top man from you, mate. Thank you very much. Let's get on to it then. Big question. Score predictions. What are you thinking? It's been a bit of a mixed start for you. Ian, over to you. What's your score predictions, my friend?
I don't know, because obviously you guys had a good win in your opening game. We had a pretty damaging defeat. But we're trying to make a concerted promoting push. Whether we will or not, I don't know. The last 3 times we've got relegated, we've bounced straight back up. But I think this is going to take a little bit more time as far as Rotherham are concerned. I think I'd be happy with a season of consolidation, really, rather than... Because I think, in my view, in previous occasions, we've gone up too soon. In fact, you could say that we've entered the Championship with a League One squad, which never ends well. And it's been a bit of a struggle. I mean, last season we're absolutely awful. We only won 5 league games all season. And it was a bit of a trial for season ticket holders to go and see us get pumped every week. But as football fans, you get that over the course of your supporting life. In conclusion, I think I'm going to go, probably more heart than head, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 Millers win. I think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be tight. It'll be close. I just hope whichever gasheads go, I'm sure you'll be well supported. Have a good day up here. The weather forecast is quite good, so I don't think you'll need raincoats or anything like that. I know it's a hell of a long journey up here, but I hope and I think you'll enjoy it. So I'm going for a 2-1 Millers win.
Mate, that's very kind of you. I'm sure that we will enjoy our little trip. Well, I say little, huge trip up there. It's actually quite nice to hear you say that. So many away fans, or home fans, sorry, I should say, never ever want us to have a nice time. Yeah, I hear your 2-1 win, but I think there's an opportunity for us. I think if we're going to play you at any time, now's the time. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm not feeling too optimistic. Like, I go 1-1. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. And I don't think we can argue with that, to be honest, because you're a hell of a side. Some of the names you can list off in your squad is ridiculous. I think a 1-1 draw, though. I'm feeling confident. I reckon Promise gets his first goal. And look, JCH, he's bound to bag against us. I said on the podcast last night, I even reckon he might score and celebrate. So, although it is okay at home, I suppose, but if he was away, that would really upset me. But there we go. I'm going 1-1. Ian, we'll start to wrap it up, mate. This is your chance. Plug yourself one more time. Tell people where to find you. Shout yourself out again. Give me your credentials. Put it on there. This is your time now. Get people to follow you, mate.
If you'd like to follow me on my YouTube channel, which is at Old Man Groundhopping, you'll see this silly old fool travel up and down the country trying to make sense of the EFL.
That's all any of us do, Ian, mate. Try and make sense of the EFL. It's a weird couple of leagues. Weird couple of leagues. Anything can happen at any point. Listen, guys, we'll wrap it up there. Ian's socials have been on the screen the entire time. Follow him, subscribe, leave a comment, like all his stuff. Absolutely brilliant content as well today. Jumped on it as soon as I asked. So what a man, what a legend. Guys, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. Interact with this, share it, like it, comment it, do all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. And as always, at the gas.